January 2015, and I got something to show you here that's pretty important, I think. If you've been following my videos, you know that I've been building the supercontinent and all these impacts over this area of the Earth near Australia, where the subduction area is here. And if maybe you remember this one here, the overlay of let's go up here a little bit. Hold on a second. Mare Oriental. Remember this one? I just did it recently in the video. I mean, it's right here with Africa, right? And you see this weather pattern all aligned perfectly over that reversed image of the lunar surface, Mare Oriental Basin. You see all this up here fit very well. I mean, it's from this. It shaped the Earth right there. The moon, whether it hit it or not, it still has entirely shaped Africa. The moon has it. Otherwise, these images are bullshit. One of the two. But anyways, this is how we noticed, how we figured this out. This is a picture of Google Earth, or this is from Wonder Maps actually, but I'll show you what we're working with here. Okay, this is a picture of Google Earth, Africa, today. Today, right now, this is what Google Earth Africa looks like, right? Let me just show you what it used to look like. What I did is I took a picture of, an old picture of Google Earth that I saved a long time ago. A few years probably, at least 3 years probably. And I overlaid that over Africa. And that's not perfectly aligned. I'm not saying it's perfectly over the top of everything lined up, but this is how I aligned it. I was looking at certain things and I lined up certain landmarks and features here. Maybe not to this, I was actually using the moon surface too. But anyways, what happened is I take away this other picture of Africa, right? This is, you can see, look at this, the pixelation is there to hide things. That's all it is. That's the reason why it looks like this before and it looks like this today, because they found a way to smooth it all out and make everybody happy without the pixels, right? Without showing any detail either. It doesn't really show any detail. Like look at this part. What is right there? There's something major in all these. You see all that pixelation? That is an unbelievable amount of pixelation in this picture. And look at this square here. I mean, there's something there. They replaced this square with something else. That whole square is something changed in the picture. Anyways, let me just get to the good part so you can see what I'm getting to here. So I took away the picture of the picture I did a while back of Africa right there. I took that away. Let me take this away too. Okay, so you see how I got that there, just like this, over the ocean, all right there. Now watch this. I'm going to bring up this picture that I did a while just recently, the dragon, right? This is the dragon. You all watch me do it. I haven't moved anything, and these were not in any way aligned together. I did not align one picture to the other at all. I just did exactly what I just showed you. I aligned this picture of the Sahara and Africa, North Africa, whatever you want to call it, over that other picture, and then I aligned it to a couple of other lunar images that helped me get it in place to where I felt it was in the right place. But then I brought up the dragon, and here's what you get. Look at this pattern in the weather. Take a look at the lines in Africa. See this line that comes across? There's a line that comes across. There's a line that comes up this way. And there's a line that comes down this way. And you see this spot in the weather there, aligned with that bright spot in Egypt there, or right Libya and Egypt, whatever that is up there. But look at the line here. See this line come across? See the line come across? I mean, it's not a coincidence that and this one that comes up at this angle, not a coincidence that it fits there, because I'm on the right track. I am definitely on the right track. You can see that that's related. It's absolutely related. Those impacts put the whole Earth back together in a way. The weather actually does it, but you can't do it without the moon either. But you see how, like, this weather pattern here is right over that bright spot in Egypt, right in place. That's just lined right up on its own. And you see a major weather pattern for each one of these dark areas that's in Africa, in the Sahara. I mean, it's just perfect. You see the angle there and the angle there. It's just perfect. Not perfect, but I mean, you can totally see it. And I think that's important. Obviously, I'm pretty sure that's important. And there's another one. Let's see. Go up here. Oh, I didn't try this one. What's that gonna do? Yeah, well, that one's not gonna show much. Look at this other one up here that I did. And that I mean, these are old overlays. These are already set in place. I don't move these. All I did was put that down, like I said, over Africa. Then I can bring up the lunar south pole, and so we can see how that fits in there. Putting the all-seeing eye and the pyramid right in that area somewhere. I was looking for it earlier, and you see how they got that whole area kind of. There's this curve right here. Look, right here. There's this curve. This curve. It's right here, and there's this curve right there. Same place. Wasn't even trying to line it up or nothing. Just was there. And there's these. Well, let's get to the other one. It's better to bring up like these ones here, because you can see this whole thing. Look at this. See the curve of the Himalayas here, and it's a little out of shape. I admit that it is, but I can see that curve. It's being hidden right there in the pixelation. And then you go up here where this desert is, which would be a volcano opening. That desert was a volcano opening, and you see a bunch of lines just happen to be right there. Something is obviously right in this area that would be recognizable. The cover with that square. They don't want to show that there's some kind of force that moves continents off, layers of continents off the top of other continents. I mean, that's what I think happens. I think when the moon hits the Earth, I think it pushes layers off the top of everything, of the other layers or something. I mean, it would do something serious like that. It all goes together every time. I mean, like I just showed you the other here, perfect finally. Look at this one. Here's this whole blue area is the Sahara. Look at this. It goes right in place. Everything cuts off right in the right spot. Then you got this pattern right in the center, right there. The Congo goes together. You can see this curve. This is weather, but you can see this curve. There's like a line right there. That's why they changed this, because even though they had all this pixelation in here, when you got something lined up, you could see right where the pixelation was where something important was. That's why they said, oh well, the pixelation's giving things away. They changed it. They upgraded it, but downgraded it at the same time. I don't know if you can understand how that happens, but that's how they do things. They say they're upgrading or they're revamping or whatever you want to call it. They've changed it to make it better, but it actually shows you less. I mean, you see how they smoothed it all out. Look at how smooth it all is now. They don't show you the detail from the distance. You have to get in there close. Once you get in there close, you can see some detail, but by then you can only see that one area, then you can't see the rest of the area around it very well. So they've totally changed it from this to that. And these pixels tell a story. I remember when I first started doing this, the pixels would be right in place every time, man. When there would be a big crater or something, some distinct pattern on the moon that should be right in that area of the Earth, there would be pixels like that right there in them places. I mean, look how it is. They used to, everybody would say that it was from stitching the images together. Well, they sure did get real good at it after a while, didn't they? Spend a little time on it. They were able to hide a lot of things. The weather used to be better as well. Like I pointed out before, the weather has been downgraded on Google Earth. They didn't even say they were trying to make it better. They just totally downgraded it in your face. We don't want you to see it. And I guarantee you that's why they downgraded the weather on Google Earth. Because you see this image here, this is what it used to look like. Where's it go? This is what the weather used to look like on Google Earth. You don't get that. There's not even a pattern. They don't show anything like this anymore on Google Earth. I don't think. Look at the weather right now. I mean, there should be something in North America in the radar, but there's hardly ever anything. They show this, but I mean it's really weak compared to how it used to be. They don't show anything in here. It's just totally downgraded. barely see the circular pattern here, which would normally show something like you see on Wonder Maps like this. And even Wonder Maps has downgraded their weather as well, but you usually would see something like this. See that? That's off. I mean, even that's weak. They've gotten really weak on Wonder Maps too, but and for the same reason. I'm telling you, for the same reason. There was something else that matched up real good to this picture. I don't remember what it was, but see, even today's weather. This is live weather, and it even fits pretty well in Africa. But anyways, that one pattern, I just wanted to basically show you that. That's a pretty important pattern, I think. The dragon. China Pyramid has another alignment that puts that one somewhere in place over there. But that dragon one is definitely the same pattern in the weather that you see in the Sahara. Definitely the same thing. You can almost see a pyramid right here in this pattern here. See this right here? With the light, with this on the top, right where Egypt is. You see that? Those lines are definitely there, though. Definitely. That's a line, and that is a line, and they are there. So anyways, that's it. I want to point that out. Got that documented. It's on record. Check it out. Find things. Look at them. Because it's pretty obvious what's going on here. To me. I've been doing it 4 years. I've seen them change everything, so I know that they're hiding things. And you may not see that because you're coming into the game a little bit late after they've already changed and made everything harder to see. And that's unfortunate. But I got a lot of images I could share of weather and old Google Earth images. If you'd like to have some, I'm willing to share if you're serious about looking into it. Otherwise, don't waste my time. All right, have a good day.